What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Sorry we can't be doing any introductions with the highlights of the card because last time I did that I got fucking copyrighted. So we're back to the normal recap videos. Just listen to my monotone voice and you're gonna have to deal with it. But UFC 299 O'Malley versus Vera 2 just took place. It was a sick card, bunch of finishes, bunch of crazy moments, and I'm gonna be going through the entire thing, starting with the first prelim, ending with the main event, and giving my reaction and breakdown to every single fight on the card, starting with the early prelim opener. Joanne Wood versus Marina Marose. I picked Marose to win by submission because that's how she won the first time they fought, and also Wood said going into this fight she was going to retire, so I was like, alright, she's 38, she's going to retire, I don't think she's going to win, but she got it done by decision, split decision. She lost the first round on all three scorecards. She won the third round on all three scorecards because she got a nasty spinning back fist with about a minute to go and actually hurt Marose. But the second round was pretty close. I wouldn't have minded it going either way. I'm not going to call it a robbery, but since I got my pick wrong, it was obviously the incorrect decision. But good win for Joanne Wood. She gets the win and goes out on a nice retirement, so good for her. But we don't care about women's MMA. We move on to the next fight. CJ Vagara versus Asur Elmabayev. I picked Elmabayev to win because I'm an intelligent individual. It was pretty obvious he was going to get this one done. He just wrestle-fucked Vagara for 3 rounds. He landed a few good shots on the feet, but for the most part, it was a whole lot of takedowns. He got some slams and stuff here and there, but not an extremely eventful fight. Elmabayev gets the win. Not a whole lot to talk about, to be honest, but good for him, I guess. He gets the W. We move on to the next fight. Josh Parisian versus Despaigne. I picked Despaigne to win by round 1 KO, and he got it done exactly how I expected. 15 seconds into the fight, he falls over with a head kick, starts backing off, getting tagged a couple times, and then just KOs Parisian as he's running backwards. Despaigne's power is ridiculous. He literally just dropped Parisian and hurt him, and then finished him off with not even a counter shot, just like as he was moving back, not even like a pullback counter, like as he's moving backwards, he's still moving backwards as he throws the punch, and he just drops Parisian. 18-second KO for Despaigne. I'm pretty sure this guy's career is going to go just like that for a while. You know, I'm kind of debating who to give him next because on one hand, I kind of want to give him a bunch of cans just so he can get a bunch of 10-second knockouts because it would be very funny. And then on the other hand, I'm like, maybe we want to actually try and get this guy into the rankings sooner than later because he is 35 years of age or something. So I don't know. I'm going to think about who I want him to fight next, but I'll come to you in the next video with that suggestion. But great KO from Despaigne. He threw a head kick, missed it, slipped over. Parisian's throwing some punches at him as he's running backwards, and then Despaine's like, yeah, sorry, bro. Your hands are a little bit down there. I'm just going to have to KO you. And just binks Parisian, finishes him off, drops him, and then ground and pound to a finish. Great win from Despaigne. We move on up the card. Michelle Pereira versus Oleksiejczuk. Michelle Pereira won by first round submission. And you know what? I'm pissed off at myself because when I was doing my prediction video at the start of the week, I literally said, I put in my prediction, on my Google Slides, I was doing the thing, and I put Michelle Pereira round 1 submission, and then I changed it, and I was like, nah, he's not going to grapple, he's just going to, even if he does knock him down, he's not going to go for a sub, he's just going to go ground and pound. But I was wrong, because he hurt Michelle Oleksiejczuk to the body, hurt him really badly, and then actually ended up in a weird position. He didn't even take him to the ground. He ended up in just a weird spot where Michelle was hurt. He kind of fell a bit to the ground. And then Michelle Pereira ended up on his back almost with just a choke. Didn't even have the hooks in. Just got his back, got the neck, and then just choked him out cold, unconscious in, I think, just over a minute. A really quick finish. And the momentum of the card really picked up because after the first 2 fights, which were both boring decisions, the 20-second KO from Despaigne and then the 1 minute submission from Michelle Pereira was really fun and it livened up the card. But great performance from Pereira. He was blasting body kicks early. He was doing a little dance on the way out, doing his little dance routine, which Dana White was not a fan of apparently. But did a little dance routine, came out, blasted body kicks, blasted body punches, beat up the body of Michelle Oleksiejczuk, and then took his back some in this weird exchange, got the choke, and put him out cold. So great win from Michelle Pereira. Get him on the Brazil card for sure. But we move on to the next fight. Felipe Lins versus Ion Cutelaba. I picked Cutelaba to win, but unfortunately, he doesn't actually know how to check leg kicks. That's just an unfortunate thing for him. And also, he's retarded, which I knew going in, so fair play. I'll cop the pick. It wasn't a great prediction on my part, but fucking Ion Cutelaba kept getting his fucking legs stewed up. He kind of dropped Linz off balance in the first round, which kind of looked like a knockdown, but also you thought maybe it was just because of the off-balance factor. So I wasn't sure, maybe he won round 1, but then round 2 and 3, Linz was just kept chewing up his calf, chewing up his leg. Round 3, Cutelaba did a little bit of work there. He was kind of walking him down, like beating his chest, screaming at him, but also doing a whole lot of nothing at the same time. It's like, come on, bro. If you're going to scream at the person with the last 20 seconds of the fight, maybe you should actually throw punches. Just a suggestion. I don't know. I guess I'm not a fighter, though. I wouldn't know anything. But yeah, good win, I guess, from Linz. He's fucking 38 years old, and Cutelaba is incapable of ever getting 2 wins in a row and maintaining any consistency. We move on to the prelims. Kyler Phillips versus Pedro Munos. I picked Kyler Phillips to win by decision, and he got it done. He styled on Pedro Munos here, won 30-27 decision. In the first round, he was piecing him up bad, and I was a bit worried that it would turn out like the Julian and Paiva fight, and he just pieced him up bad in the first and then gassed out. But he managed. He didn't gas. Obviously, he didn't keep up that same pace, which would be crazy if he did. But he was able to hold on to enough of a pace to just keep Munos at range and just fuck him up. He was way quicker than Munos. It was kind of like a watered-down version of the main event, if you will, between O'Malley and Vera, because O'Malley is also a teammate of Kyler Phillips is a teammate of O'Malley, and then Munos and Vera are just both two durable guys. So yeah, it was a similar thing where one guy had a massive speed advantage, one guy was just tuning up the other, and the other guy just really couldn't do much or couldn't get close, couldn't land any big shots. So good win for Kyler Phillips. Originally, I was actually leaning Munos, and I was like, oh, these odds are way too wide. I might take Munos. I'll take Munos as an underdog, but I didn't. I looked at the odds and I was like, there's a reason why these odds are like this. I went back and watched some Phillips tape, and I was like, yeah, he's way quicker than Munos. He should get it done. Plus had a massive reach advantage too, so that helped. Good win for Kyler Phillips. He's going to be ranked now, so fair play to him. We move on to the next fight. Rafael dos Anjos versus Mateusz Gamrot. Gamrot got the win in Gamrot fashion. Just shot a whole lot of takedowns and just, yeah, decision. Whole lot of takedowns, whole lot of grappling, whole lot of nothing, to be honest. RDA actually hurt him badly in the first round, so I would have given the first to RDA pretty clearly. I gave it 29-28 clearly to Gamrot. I think it was a really easy fight to score. First round, Gamrot, because his fighting style, he does no damage, so if you even drop him once in the round, you should win just because he never damages you. He just took RDA down a whole bunch, and then, yeah, after that first round, he just engaged Gamrot mode and just kept fucking spamming takedowns, and RDA just can't do a whole lot, you know. I picked Gamrot in this fight, obviously. I knew that RDA's always had a problem defending takedowns, and Gamrot shoots a whole bunch of takedowns. This guy is genuinely... This is who people said Merab was. I'll be honest. This is who... When MMA Guru gets mad at Merab and calls him a boring crotch sniffer, Merab's actually fun. I don't know what he's talking about. This is who he thinks Merab is. Like, Mateusz Gamrot is just that guy. He's the guy that just shoots takedowns, does not throw punches on the feet, does not take the back, never consolidates position, never does any damage, never goes for submissions, just wrestles the whole time. And fair play, they're good takedowns. He's a great wrestler, but... come on, bro. Let's mix in a little bit of other something. Like, can we see some ground and pound? Can we see a submission attempt? Like, nah. We're just going to see double legs against the cage, single legs. And yeah, that's how the Gamrot method works. It works for Gamrot, so fair play to him. We move on, though, to the next fight. Maycee Barber versus Caitlin Chookagian. Boring as fight. Fucking couldn't care less. There's no breakdown for this fight. I zoned out. I had mates over. We were just chatting the whole time. Just, you know... engaging in the viewing and the optical pleasure of looking at Maycee Barber's lower half. That's what we were doing. There was no analysis of this fight. It was all analysis of the lower half of Maycee Barber. That's my breakdown for this one. Not a whole lot to say, but yeah, it was an incredible performance. You know, the grappling was great. The striking was great. The cameraman also deserves a performance of the night bonus. He did an incredible job always getting the right angles at the right time. So shout out to the cameraman. But we move on to the next fight. Joelton Almeida versus Curtis Blaydes. Well, what do you know? Blaydes got it done with his stuttering, and he TKO'd Joelton Almeida in the second round. I'll stop with that. But yeah, it was a great win for Blaydes. He basically got Gamrotted in the first round. Almeida and Gamrot, they must be training together, because those two get a whole lot of takedowns and do a whole lot of nothing with it. Again, Almeida got like 10 takedowns in the first round. It was nuts. He got 10 takedowns, so he was on par. If that fight's a 5-round, then he kept up at that pace. He was on par to hit a 50 takedown fight. Obviously, it didn't go that far, but that's what he was averaging. 10 takedowns in round 1, I'm pretty sure. Took him down, I think, once in round 2, or maybe he didn't. I don't think he did, actually. Take that back. But, what's it called? Then he shoots in. As he shoots in, Blaydes stuffs it, has one underhook, and then with his other hand lands an uppercut. Not even that hard, not even that powerful, but just kind of binks, just gives Almeida a little bink when he's not expecting it, and his face goes lower, and I was like, was that just a bad shot, or did he get rocked with something on the way in? And then we saw the replay afterwards, we saw it was an uppercut. And then, as he's on the legs, has no drive, not finishing the takedown, and Blaydes just hammer fists his way to a second round to the TKO, and gets the win. And then calls out Aspinall. So yeah, good win from Curtis Blaydes. I'm joking around. I like Blaydes, man. He's funny. He's like that guy that's just he's fucking Downs or something. This was Blaydes looked like a black version of that guy that Almeida fought in the exhibition fight. You know how they showed the video of the Downs guy that Almeida fought? Blaydes looked like that guy. He looks like, he's that little quiet guy, doesn't talk much, he's just funny. He's just that big friendly dude. And he doesn't speak a whole lot. And then, yeah, it's just cool. Good to see Blaydes got it done. I'm not upset about this at all, even though I got my pick wrong. Fair play. Curtis Blaydes calls for Aspinall. I don't mind it, because he lost to Pavlovich, but he technically has a win over Aspinall. It was a very quick ending, fluky kind of finish. But since he hasn't fought Aspinall, and Jones is being a pussy and not fighting, even though he's clearly not injured, he's just getting fat. So Jones ain't fighting, so I wouldn't mind if they ran Blaydes versus Blaydes versus Aspinall back in England, in Manchester, back to the scene of the crime where the first result happened, and see if Aspinall can get it done. So good win from Blaydes, great stuff, and the Roid monster, takedown spammer, heavyweight Gamrot gets fucking finished like an absolute fool. This is what we need more people to do to these fucking takedown spammers. Just punch them in the fucking face at all costs. Whenever they're shooting takedowns, just punch them in the face. Don't even try and defensively grapple. Don't go for underhooks or anything. Just as if they're on your legs and they haven't immediately taken you down, just throw hammer fists and try and finish them, because great stuff from Blaydes. Almeida got exposed as a takedown spammer with no control time and no functional jiu-jitsu unless you're fighting obese men that don't know how to grapple. So good win from Blaydes. We move up to the main card. Peter Yan versus Song Yadong. I thought I was being clever here. I picked Song Yadong. I was like, 3-rounder, the optics, he'll do more damage, he'll look a bit more appealing to the judges, even though Yan's probably going to be the cleaner striker, landing the cleaner shots. But I was like, Song's going to just be swinging, landing big on his guard, and looking like the more impactful guy. And for the first round, I was right. Song, that's what I thought the first 2 rounds were going to look like, and then I expected that third round that Yan put on. That's what I thought the third round would look like, but I didn't anticipate Yan taking over so quickly after the first. So great win from Peter Yan. Even though, again, I got my pick wrong, I'm not going to be upset to see Peter Yan back in the win column. Great win for him. After a tough loss streak, he gets back, still one of the best guys in the division. Calls out Chito Vera. I'll give you my hint. I like that fight. That's pretty solid. I'll probably be doing that as the next fight to make for both guys. But even Song, man, this is not a stock decreasing performance for him. He looked great in the first. His counters looked good. His boxing looked crisp. He even got Peter Yan down a couple times. He then got taken down. He got cut open again later on in the fight, so fair play to Yan for causing that. But yeah, Jan, once he gets going, man, he's a bit too much, and his striking is just better. Like, I knew this. I was like, Jan is the better technical striker, but I just had a feeling Song would catch him with some big shots and do enough to win 2 rounds on the scorecards, but won the first, and then Peter Yan took over pretty comfortably in the second and third. Song had moments, though, still in those 2 rounds, but yeah, it was Peter Yan for the second and third. Great win. Not going to dispute the outcome. It was clearly a decision for Peter Yan. Not going to cope about my pick. I had my reasons. They were decent, and I got it wrong. So fair play. Good win from Jan. We move on up the card. Jack Della Maddalena versus Gilbert Burns. Man, I feel bad for my boy Gilbert. I picked Jack Della Maddalena by round 1 or 2 TKO. He got it done by round 3 TKO, and he got it done with a brutal knee and then ground and pounds to follow up, which probably got extended for a bit longer than it needed to. So, Gilbert Burns was up 2-0 on 2 of the judges' scorecards. He was about, however, I don't know what time the stoppage was, but he was, however long that was, time away from getting a split decision win on the scorecards, assuming they gave the third round to Della, or maybe even 30-27. But he was like 2 minutes away from a win, a nice comeback win, and he actually looked pretty good. He took Jack down a few times. He even landed some good shots. He landed a big overhand on the feet in the second, landed a nice elbow. He won the first, definitely won the second, and I think he won the first 2 rounds, including obviously the first. But Jack in the third was doing well. When he extended the combinations and went to the body, he looked great. But Burns took him down again. I was like, oh, Burns going to just hold him here for the rest of the round. But Jack gets back up with a nasty kind of sweep, stuffs a few of the takedowns from Gilbert Burns. I'm turning into Curtis Blaydes now. And then lands a massive flush knee, as you can see, right to the middle of the face. It's a bit similar to fucking what O'Malley hit Cheeto with. Probably not quite as flush, but still pretty bang on to the fucking face. So fair play to Gilbert for eating the immediate shot, but yeah, it wasn't going to go well for him. Jack followed up with vicious punches, got him to the ground, chased him to the ground, and then threw some vicious elbows to close the show. Gets it done by third round TKO. Great win for Jack. And he's now going to be ranked the number 4 welterweight in the world. So Australia, the white colonist Chads, we've got another one to cheer for. Good stuff for JDM. Gets it done. And he called out Shavkat. I like the call out. I think that's good. I think that's number 3 versus 4 in the rankings. Do that in Australia. Do Leon versus Bilal. Just Dana, please, just give me my shot. Just do Dana. Do Leon versus Bilal. Make it happen in England. On the same card as Aspinall Blaydes. Sorry, same card as Aspinall Blaydes. Do Leon Bilal, and then do Shavkat Jack for the number 1 contender fight in Australia as like a 5-round co-main event. Pay-per-view 5-round co-main event. That's a banger. That's a sick fight. Do it. Make it happen. Great win from Jack. Feel bad for Gilbert, bro, man. Because, look, he was competing really well. He was up 2-0, and he just couldn't. He was getting cracked a couple times. But still, Gilbert looked great, man. I don't think this decreases from his stock too badly, because he lasted in there and even had success on the feet, when a lot of people thought if it stayed on the feet, he was just going to get torched up immediately. But he had a lot of success everywhere. Great win from Jack. Tough one for Gilbert. He'll rebound, I'm sure. He's still a great fighter. We move on to the next fight. Heaven Holland versus Michael Venom Page. I picked Holland and I fucking got it wrong. I got another fight on this card wrong. MVP won by 29-28. It was unanimous decision, 29-28 for MVP. I thought he could have won 3-0. Holland, I guess, won the second because he actually got close with a choke attempt, which was interesting. But first round, MVP, doing the MVP style. I wasn't sure he was going to be able to do it. I didn't think personally he was going to be able to get away with the hands down, like in and out, bouncy style. I thought Holland was going to catch him with his reach advantage on the end of a combination, but MVP does really well with jumping in and catching you at the right time. He landed a bunch of great right hands on Kevin Holland, whose chin held up pretty fucking well, to be fair. So good job to Kevin Holland's chin, but he did the Kevin Holland approach. He realized very quickly that he was outclassed. MVP was the better striker, of course, which I did believe going into this. I was like, yeah, MVP's better striker, technical striker, but I don't know about his chin, and, I thought Collins would catch him with his hands down. But fair play, MVP gets it done. First round, just landed a bunch of right hands. Holland ended up, he didn't even, I don't think shoot a takedown. He just ended up on the ground with MVP. Almost got a choke, and I was like, what the fuck? I'm about to get my pick right. But he kind of tried to rush it too much. He didn't actually set up the position. And then he landed some good ground and pound, which I guess is how he ended up getting the the win for the second round on the scorecards. But MVP escapes. His grappling defense, like, it's not great, but it's not terrible either. So good job to him. He got up, and then the third round he wins. Holland's doing the Holland classic. MVP's 30 seconds left in a fight that he's clearly winning, and then Holland's like, come on, man, like, hold his hands up and imitates MVP's little bouncy style, like, bro, you're fucking losing 2-1, like, fight back, try and finish the guy, just stop. It's like, it's the same. Chris Curtis and Kevin Holland should be mates, to be honest, because they have the same thing. It's the same thing with Curtis when he was losing to Hermansson. He's like, come on, man, fight me, and he's gesturing to the center as Hermansson's just popping him with a fucking jab. Like, bro, you're down. It's your job to fucking win the fight. Like, don't get mad at this guy. He's fighting his fight. He's literally outpointing you comfortably. Do something. Stop just whinging like a soy bitch. But yeah, Holland doesn't. He zones out of fights and doesn't fully try anytime he realizes he's slightly outmatched. So yeah, fair play. Good win from MVP. It was a coin toss of a fight. In hindsight, Holland definitely shouldn't have been a favourite because he's grappling. He was unwilling to grapple, really. He only ever engaged in grappling when it just flukishly ended up on the floor. And then apart from that, he didn't shoot a single takedown. So good stuff from MVP. Gets it done. Yeah, I don't know. Didn't really make the most of the mic time. I would have liked at least somewhat of a call out. Get him on that same London card with Leon. So Leon versus Bilal, and then do MVP versus someone. MVP versus Wonderboy. Leon versus Bilal, MVP versus Wonderboy is like the feature fight. Do Aspinall versus Blaydes main event. Leon versus Bilal co-main event. MVP versus Wonderboy feature fight, and then you can get any other fights on there, like Arnold Allen, you could get on there, Paddy Pimblett versus someone, and then you've got a sick London pay-per-view main card, because apparently it's a fight night right now, which is retarded. Make it a fucking pay-per-view. But yeah, we move on to the next fight. Benoit Saint Denis versus Dustin Poirier. I got another pick wrong. I picked Benoit Saint Denis by second round sub, and he lost by second round KO. Poirier, fair play to him, man. Look, don't count them chickens, man. This guy's a scumbag, man. Like, fair play. BSD mogged him in the first round with the grappling. He just took him down, got his back, like, just was beating him up on the ground, just holding him down the whole time, even landing some good shots on the feet. But I could tell very early on, and I said this in my breakdown, you guys might say cope in the comments, bro. Save it for Tracy. He's the one that's coping. For me, I'm like, I literally said, if it stays on the feet, BSD's got no defense, he's going to get tagged the fuck up. Lucas Tracy picked BSD by KO on the feet. I'm like, nah, that's fucking retarded. So I picked him by sub. I was like, KO's dumb, but whatever. I picked him by sub. I was wrong, though. But look, give me credit, though. First round, I was right. Like, my read on the fight was correct in terms of, I was like, first round, he's just going to take him down, beat him up. And then I thought second round, he was going to take him down, beat him up again, and sub him. But he took him down, I think, once. He had his back a little bit. Then Poirier gets back up. I think he actually jumped a total of like 6 guillotines in the fight. This guy's fight IQ, grappling IQ is fucking so bad. I said immediately as he pulled the first one, like, I had my mates over and they're like, oh, you could get this guillotine. I'm like, bro, he's not fucking tapping Benoit Saint Denis with a guillotine. Like, this is not happening. And sure enough, Benoit pops his head out, pulls like another 2. I'm like, yeah, he's not getting this. Goes another one. He's like, oh, my mate's like, oh, that's tight. He could get this. I'm like, bro, he's not getting he's not tapping Benoit Saint Denis. Like, Benoit Saint Denis is just not going to tap to a choke. This is not going to happen. But I do think all those guillotines and Benoit like having to kind of work his way out and like jerk his head out of the guillotine and stuff, I do think that did wear on him. So he definitely gassed out a lot, because when this guy was on the feet, fucking hell. Again, my read was correct. When they're on the feet, after a tough round of grappling, I was like, yeah, Benoit's going to fucking look gassed as shit. And he did. He was so slow on the feet, coming in, swinging. Even in the first round, he came in swinging with his hands down by his waist. And I'm comparing this, honestly, even though I got my pick wrong, even though a lot of people are going to say fraud check, I don't think you call this fraud check, because look, he beat him in the first round comfortably. He was easily out grappling Poirier on the feet. Like, I don't think anyone was like, yeah, man, I think Benoit's going to go tit for tat across 5 rounds with Poirier or outstrike Dustin. Like, no one thought that. In my opinion, fraud checks when someone doesn't live up to the expectations that you had for them. No one's expectation was that Benoit was going to survive if Poirier was just cracking him on the feet. Like, that's what everyone knew. Everyone's like, if Poirier's going to win, he's going to just tag him up and beat him on the feet. So I don't call it a fraud check. I think this is early Justin Gaethje kind of moment for BSD, and I think he's going to become like, he's going to inherit the crown from Gaethje, whether he fights him or not later in their careers, or later in Gaethje's career and in a couple fights for Bernard. I don't think that'll happen just because of how he did lose this fight by KO, so I doubt he's getting another top 5 guy anytime soon. But I think this is that kind of Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier 1 moment for Bernard St. Denis where he's like, all right, I'm tough as fuck, I've got a great chin, I've got power, I'm athletic as shit, but I can't just use pure aggression with no defense to become a top level fighter. And I think he is going to turn around. He's going to refine his skills. He's going to get better. And I have faith that he's still I'm saying a top 5 guy still. This has not lowered my overall expectations. When all is said and done for Bernard St. Denis' career, I don't think this is going to be like a guy like, man, he never cracked the top 10. Like, he was just never good enough. Like, he will be a top 5 guy. Poirier said it himself. If he disciplines himself, if he focuses on the right things, his grappling's phenomenal. But if he needs to really crack down on the striking, obviously it was a bad KO loss, and he took a bunch of damage, so I don't want to see him back for a while anyway. But even if he wasn't going to take a while off for a bad KO loss, I think he still needs to take some time off just to work on his striking, man. Like, I don't know, where's a really good striking gym? Go to the UK, train with like Leon Edwards and shit. Like, literally, train at Team Renegade with Edwards. Work on your striking. Your grappling's sick. You're a great grappler. We get it. Work on your striking. Refine your technique. Have your hands up by your fucking chin when you're throwing punches in the pocket. Like, you're never going to outbox Poirier in the pocket with your fucking hands by your waist. I love you, Bernard, but Jesus Christ, that IQ was awful. So yeah, again, great grappling from BSD, but again, on the feet, he was always going to lose that fight. I didn't think he was going to get slept like that. I thought if Poirier was going to win by TKO, it would be like a late 3rd or 4th, just accumulation of damage, like the Dos Santos fight where he's just getting cracked a bunch. Like, Poirier put him out, but also this doesn't say anything bad about BSD's chin. As long as he doesn't rush back in there, his chin should be fine. He's got a granite chin anyway. Like, anyone, he fucking ran down, hands first, like hands down, chin first into a fucking check hook from Poirier. Obviously, someone's getting put out by that. And even the uppercut that briefly dropped him before that shit puts out every fucking person at lightweight. Poirier's got some of the cleanest boxing in the sport, let alone at lightweight. Obviously, Bernard was never going to win a boxing match with him. But still, Bernard looked solid for the most part. But yeah, you just can't stay on the feet with your hands down, gassed out against Poirier with no defense. So good win from Poirier. Fair play. I'm not too upset by this. Look, I really did want Bernard to win. In my opinion, we needed new guys at the top, but I'm never going to be upset to see Poirier win, and I think this is better now than later on when he's really close to a title shot, when he's like actually already a consolidated top 5 guy. I think it's better that he takes this bad loss now in a spot where he had a big jump up, even though he was a big favourite. Like, a lot of people are like, nah, man, Poirier's too much for him too soon. He's not going to get this one done. So I think it's a good thing for Bernard in terms of it gives him something to work on. He needs to turn around, fix his striking defense, and work on all of that. And then you come back towards the end of the year. How long's Paris away? April, May, June, July, August, September? Yeah, I think Paris is good. 6 months, put him in Paris as the co-main event. I wouldn't mind doing him versus Gamrot. I know you're probably not going to give him another top guy, so even if they make him fight down, like, I don't know, the Moicano Jalen Turner winner or loser, or like if like Elvis Brenner beats Oliver, something like that. Anyway, I'll figure that out in my next video. But yeah, come back 6 months in Paris. Work on your fucking striking in the meantime, and then you can actually be a good fighter in the division. But still, great grappling. Anyway, we move on to the next fight. The main event, Sean O'Malley versus Marlon Chito Vera. Yeah, it went as I predicted. If you looked at my breakdown, I said Sean O'Malley 50-43, 50-44 decision. I actually don't know. I don't have time to check right now because I only have my phone with me, so I don't have anything to check on. But I think I'll confirm later. I think that's exactly what I said. I didn't say 50, I was one off. I said 50-44, 50-44, 50-43. Instead, it was 50-45, 50-45, 50-44. So I was off by 1 round. I thought O'Malley would get maybe another 10-8 in there, but the premise of the fight was right. I said a lot of people were calling Sean O'Malley by like point fest decision. They said he was going to stink it up. They said it was going to just be a bunch of low kicks at range. I was like, that ain't O'Malley's style, bro. Cheeto is hittable as fuck. He gets tagged so much. O'Malley is 20 times quicker than him. Cheeto's got a chin on him, so he's not going to get finished. I saw MMA Guru predict a TKO finish for Sean O'Malley, and I was like, bro, Cheeto ain't getting finished. Even the knee, which was fucking retarded how he ate that. That knee sent his... Look at that. Look where his head is. His head was down, and then it's full just facing upwards. That knee was ridiculous. I have no idea how Cheeto Vera ate that shot, but even that wasn't even like really close to a finish. Like, he didn't get dropped. He didn't get really wobbled. He kind of just looked really stunned, but he didn't get like... His legs didn't go all jelly-legged. He just got fucking rocked a bit. Like, he just got stunned. And even that still couldn't finish him. I know Cheeto is too tough, man. He's tough as fuck. I predicted it to go similar to like the Cater Holloway fight, sorry. Or like I predicted it to be like a 5-round version of the Matinho fight. And again, I said not to compare Matinho to Vera, but they're both tough fucking guys. They're both got granite chins, and they're just not overly skilled. So yeah, obviously Vera is better than Matinho, but O'Malley is way better now than he was then. So yeah, I predicted this pretty much exact thing to happen. O'Malley to beat the fuck out of him for 5 rounds. I said it. I was like, Vera could have a few moments, and he did. He did have a few moments, but apart from that, it was just O'Malley using him as a fucking punching bag. Cheeto was too patient in the first 2 rounds. I said, if Cheeto's going to have a chance later on, he needs to press O'Malley earlier, and then even if he loses the first 2, which I was like, in my mind, he was always going to lose the first 2, I was like, O'Malley's going to just be tuning him up in the first couple rounds. But my read on the fight was, Cheeto, if he's going to have a chance to catch him later on or slow him down, which he was slowing him down a little bit, but not much, I was like, he needs to make him fucking work in the first rounds. He can't let him O'Malley was just up 2-0, like, bang, before you know it. He was up 2-0 with a 10-8 in my books, even though none of the judges actually scored the second to 10-8. I thought you could have easily given the second to 10-8. Instead, one of them gave the fifth to 10-8, which is actually probably Cheeto's second best round. But regardless, yeah, you can't just hand over 2 rounds. Like, you gotta, if you're gonna lose 2 rounds, you gotta at least make the guy work for the 2 rounds. You can't just be like, yeah, here you go, have 2 rounds. I'm not gonna throw any meaningful punches, and you're just gonna beat the fuck out of me for 10 minutes. So like, dumb game plan from Cheeto. I like the guy, man, but you really needed to press the issue a bit more. You needed to throw a bit more output. Try and mix in some takedowns, I guess. Throw more leg kicks. Throw a bit of more dangerous shots. Like, I don't know. But anyway, great win from O'Malley. Not a whole lot else to talk about. He called out to Poirier. I know the premise of it. I get it. They might do that. Like, I could see it happening. I think Merab's next. Again, O'Malley, bro, you shouldn't be scared of Merab. Like, I think Merab is extremely beatable. You could catch him very easily. You're so much quicker than Merab. Obviously, Merab could just grab you and just take you down a whole bunch. But apart from that, on the feet, you light that guy up all day. Corey is your only difficult matchup all around. Corey's the only guy that presents threats everywhere, in my opinion. A PDN rematch down the line, if PDN can get another win, would be interesting. But apart from that, Corey and Merab are your difficult fights. Like, Jan, I guess, in a rematch is somewhat difficult. But he's so much quicker. He looks like probably one of the best strikers to ever do it in the UFC already. I know Cheeto is very hittable, but to just pull counter KO Aljo, to be the only guy to really outstrike PDN. I'm going to say he outstruck PDN. I think the grappling is the only thing that made people think that fight was a robbery. I think if you take out the grappling of that fight and make it a striking match, I don't think that fight's a robbery. So again, not saying that means anything. Obviously, Jan arguably could have won that fight, but just pure striking-wise, I don't think anyone beats him at bantamweight. Incredible win for Sean O'Malley, 50-45, 50-45, 50-44. Incredible win, great stuff. He looks like he's taken a bit of damage. Cheeto actually hurt him in the end of the round, at the end of the 5th with a body shot, which he said really hurt him. But again, he kind of opened up and was like, yeah, fuck it. I'll stop just piecing you up at range. We can throw a bit in the pocket at the end of the fight. So fair play to Sean O'Malley. Great stuff. Cheeto, I guess, not going to hang your hat in shame. Like, He did alright. He had no moments, but again, I did not predict him to look good if this fight stayed on the feet. and O'Malley wasn't getting pressured. I was like, if this stays at range, O'Malley's going to fucking tune him up all day. And he did so. So good win for Sean O'Malley. Yeah, I'll give you my next fight. It's pretty clear it's Marab, but I'll talk more about it in my next fights to make video. But that's it, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that. How do you guys do on the predictions? I went 8-6, so 8 out of 14. Running through from the top to the bottom of the card, I got O'Malley right, 1-0. I got BSD wrong, 1-1. I got Holland wrong, 1-2. I got Della right, 2-2. I got Song wrong, 2-3. I got Almeida wrong, 2-4. I got Barber right, 3-4. Gamrot right, 4-4. Phillips. I got Phillips right, 5-4. I got Cootalaba wrong. That's 5-5. And then I got Michelle Pereira right, 6-5. I got fucking Despaigne right, 7-5. And then I got Almeida right, 8-5. And I got the first fight wrong when I picked Marose. So 8-6 for the night. Not great on picks, I'll keep it real. Not my best night, but not my worst either. So yeah, let me know how you guys did. Let me know what you thought of the card. And see you guys in the next video. Peace out, everybody.